What's going on, guys? It's your boy, The Eternal, here with the breakdown of episode 5 of the Book of Boba, which was really good. And let's get into it because this one was a good one. But before we do get into it, go check out my last video on something cool with Ahsoka getting casted with Dr. Aphra. That is really good. So give it a thumbs up as you watch. Let's start this breakdown. So we get here Mando in this meat locker type of a room, which was really cool because I honestly did not think we were gonna get Mando right off the rip. And we get this crazy fight scene where he has this bounty that he's looking for and he slices him in half. Never thought with the Darksaber, shall I say, which I never thought we would even get this kind of a version of Mando, but damn was this good. And also we got to see, yes, the armor, he was injured and they end up healing him, which is pretty cool. But then also we get here a flashback of the Night of 1,000 Tears, and as you see that here we get to see K2SO, which we saw from Rogue One as well. But I mean, just to get a little flashback of Mandalore is always a good one, and I really enjoyed it. And also here we get to see him training with the armor, where she says to him basically he's not fighting with the saber, but he needs to fight, you know, with the saber, not just the opponent. He needs to really be at one with the Darksaber, and that is kind of like the problem you kind of see here. He's a little kind of raw with it, but hey, I mean, again, I still dig him with it. I love the Darksaber. It is so cool. Then right after, it kind of sucks because then he ends up getting into a fight, which Tarre Vizsla ends up basically challenging him for that Darksaber because, again, it's a lineage. So we get to see that fight happen, and basically, you know, after they both have their fight, you know, Mando kind of basically, you could kind of get it where he wins the fight, but it ends up being that, you know, he gets cast out of that creed because, again, he gets questioned if he ever took off his helmet. He pauses, doesn't say much, and it ends up being that he admits it, he did. So, you know, they kind of give him a little redemption kind of speech if, you know, he wants to redeem himself, but he ends up leaving, which we then get to see him on the Starfleet, which we got to see the Pikes in on episode 4, again, which ties into how Mando will be approached by possibly Boba or Fennec, which we will get into later this episode on who he got approached by. But then we also get to see a little shot of BD1, which was so cool to see because you know what that means. That means Cal Kestis is somewhere out there in the galaxy, and we could possibly get him in one of these, one of the shows possibly. Who really knows? Comment down below if you still have hope if he'll show up at some point. But who knows? We don't really know if this is the same BD, you know, the same BD1 droid that is Cal Kestis's, or do we know? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint. No, but who really knows? But it was cool to see it as a little Easter egg. I don't know. I possibly have faith that at some point we can get the actor. He's young. He can fit into this timeline perfectly. I would love to see him. I think everybody would. I think after getting Jedi Fallen Order and also getting this other news, you know, on the video game, I think, you know, with them coming out with the second one, the sequel of it, makes total sense why they're talking about it and how we could possibly get him. So again, I think that, you know, seeing BD1 definitely solidifies that theory. So yeah, there you go, guys. Peli gives him a new starship, which I had obviously talked about previously on other videos, and it ends up being the Naboo Starfighter, which was so cool to see. You know, the last time we saw that was in Phantom Menace episode 1, then takes it for a spin, which we see him go through where Anakin actually, you know, had his race with the pod racer. So that was really cool, you know, especially being a prequels fan and a prequels kid. It was nice to see that and go back to that. Then we get to see, you know, him get pulled over, which is really funny. I thought, you know, it was interesting to see that as he was taking it for a spin. But then at the very end, guys, yeah, we get to see Fennec. We get to see Fennec, and she basically comes and she says what she said in the last, you know, in episode 4, you know, that she's hiring him for muscle. But then he tells her that he has to see Grogu before anything. So I thought this was really cool. I was like, wow, like I would have never thought that, you know, the lineage on this was so, you know, so strong, you know, between him and Grogu, because again, he does have something that the armor made for Grogu with that Beskar that he had given back, you know, and they used it. So I want to see what he has to give to Grogu, what's in that little duffel bag. So that's the $1 million question. You know, again, with this breakdown, guys, I thought it was a really, really good episode. Now, again, this, you know, if you're judging this episode, don't judge it as, you know, a part of the Book of Boba. It's its own story that ties into the Book of Boba. But remember, this is also telling a story on what's to come for season 3. Now, this clarifies what season 3 will be about, and I will talk about it more on another video coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. But guys, comment down below, let me know what you thought about this episode and if you truly enjoyed it, because I personally thought it was a really, really awesome episode. They killed it. They did such a good job. And again, I thought it was nice to have a little prequel to what's upcoming for, yes, you know, season 3 of The Mandalorian. Like I said, I'll talk about that in tomorrow's video, as I have some spoilers for you guys on what's to come for that. So remember, hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know. Let me know, give it a rating. Let me know what you think about this video and what you thought about, you know, the latest episode 5. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a good one. Stay safe. Later, guys.